Hi everyone, and welcome back. In this video, I am dyeing a beautiful sparkle yarn. It's my gilded merino base, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that base on hand. I've been selling it for a few years now, and it's not a big seller, but I absolutely love how it looks. And of course, I'm dyeing a BFL sock yarn. That's my pasture sock base. It always sells well, and it's something that I will always carry in my shop. I have to say that mixing dye is my least favorite part of the dyeing process, but it is convenient. And that's one thing I really like about acid dyes, is that you can pre-mix them and you can store them in liquid form. And I would say most of my colors, unless I'm just doing predominantly a speckled color, most of my colors start with liquid dye. And so I'm just pre-mixing them here, and I can store them in these containers for months, if not a year or so. And then I just need to refill them once they run out. So it's really convenient. I get questions about whether I flip the yarn when I'm dyeing it to put color on the other side, and the answer is yes. I always flip the yarn. I don't always show it in the video because it's just repetitive. I'm doing the same thing in most cases on the other side. You can see as I was moving the yarn, you can see that the water is fairly clear. So I do wait before flipping the yarn to make sure that most of the dye has been absorbed into the yarn. Then I flip it, and then I apply color again. It was a bit bittersweet going through the footage for this video while I was editing it. This footage is quite old. I filmed this during COVID, so a lot has changed since then. But because I put so much effort into filming my videos, I don't like to waste any footage that I have. So even if it's older, I still will make a video out of it so that you can see it. And as I was listening in the background, I could hear my dog, who has since died. So it made me a little bit sad. He was a big part of our life. We had him for 15 years. And so I could hear his little footsteps and barking as I was editing this. I cut that out because that's distracting. It's actually irritating to be filming stuff and have your dog start barking, but now I do miss it now that I don't have him around. Also, we were living in a different part of the country during this time as well. We were living in Ontario. Actually, we were living in the southernmost tip of Canada. So as far south that you can go in Canada, that's where we were living at this time. Since then, we've now moved out west. We live in Alberta. We've been here for 2 years now, and we're absolutely loving it here. We're still settling in, still getting used to it. But this area is so beautiful where we are. We take lots of trips to the mountains. There's so much beautiful wildlife here. And I'm sure that the scenery and the landscape is going to inspire a lot of my creative endeavors in the future. During the time of COVID, my business was super crazy busy. And when I say crazy busy, I mean crazy busy. I was working around the clock. And it was a different time because a lot of the yarn shops that I supplied yarn to could no longer sell yarn out of their brick and mortar stores. So a lot of them started selling yarn online. And so these shops contacted me to supply yarn for their online stores. And I saw a big boost in those types of orders during COVID for obvious reasons. So I could barely keep up. It's just me dyeing the yarn. During this time, my husband helped out a lot. He's the one who got all of the yarn prepared and tied up in preparation for dyeing for me. He did a lot of the labeling and packaging, and he helped with shipping. So he was a huge help during that time. And while we were living at this place, this was a transitional place. So we weren't expecting to be here for long, but COVID happened. And so then we were stuck here for the whole period of COVID. And my business is really what got us through that time. And I'm so grateful that it did well, but I think the circumstances are what contributed to that. So now that crazy busy time is over. It's a totally different business landscape now. And I've had to adapt to compensate for that. Things have slowed down quite a bit. Sales are very slow. And when you're running a business, you need to make sales to keep going. And sometimes that means making changes. So I am so grateful that I'm still able to dye yarn because I love doing it. It's a wonderful creative outlet, and I've had many wonderful opportunities to work with other creative people in the process. And I've just loved that. But I want to branch out into other things as well. And I want to show those things on this channel. So even though yarn and dyeing yarn will still be part of it, I will like to introduce other interests that I have. I love illustration. I love drawing. I love those kinds of, creative things, painting. Those are loves that I had before I ever started dyeing yarn or even knitting. And I want to go back to that. I now have the time to rediscover that passion for drawing that I had, and I want to incorporate that into my business. And I want to share that on my channel as well. So if you're here primarily because you love anything to do with yarn and yarn dyeing, don't be afraid. I'm still going to have that content here, but I want to incorporate some other interests that I have as well, because that's part of life. Growing, discovering new things. I love learning, and I love all kinds of things creative, not just things that have to do with knitting and crocheting, dyeing yarn. So I want to share those things, and I hope that you stick with me as I do that, because I'm just having so much fun learning new things, and I hope that when I share them, they inspire you to learn new things as well. And that really was the purpose in creating this channel in the first place. This channel has never been about the business of yarn dyeing. I didn't start this channel to help people start their own yarn dyeing business. And if it's helped you out, if that's the direction that you've wanted to take, then I'm happy that my videos have inspired. But really, it's been about the creativity. I want to inspire people to try new things and to not be afraid of doing something new and out of your comfort level. Just to enjoy learning something creative and being satisfied and happy with the results of learning and doing new things. And that's what I want to continue with this channel. There's other things that I would like to share. So many more things that I want to learn. And I'm hoping again that when I share these things, it will inspire and encourage you to try new things that are out of your comfort level and discover a new creative passion. And so I hope that you stick with me through that as I share new things. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little trip down memory lane. I will be sharing more content similar to this in that it's going to be older videos, but I'll also be sharing new ones as well and just mixing things up. So I hope you stick around. If you want to be notified about new videos when they come out, then you can hit the bell notification and subscribe to stay up to date with the new things that I put out. And I really do appreciate the support that you have been giving me my channel. I love your comments. I always say that, so please keep those coming. They encourage me a lot, and the more comments and more engagement that I get with my videos, the further they're pushed out so that others can see my content. And then my channel will keep growing, and then I'll keep putting out new videos because I'll just feel so encouraged. So please keep those likes and comments coming. But of course, that's only if you wish to do so. I want to thank you so much again for watching my videos, supporting my channel, and until next time, bye.